guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to take a look at the Nokia 8.1's long-term review. Now this phone has been my daily driver since for 5 months now, ever since it came out actually, and right now I feel like I'm in a much better position to talk about this phone in terms of its build durability, performance and camera as well. Especially now that it's 5 months later, there has been a lot more competition in the market, such as from devices like the Pixel 3a and many Huawei devices that release every other month. But I still do feel like the Nokia 8.1 is a much better deal than all these phones, and here's why. Body and its build quality. Now the Nokia 8.1 comes with a glass and a metal sandwich design. Now this has been the same for like every other smartphone out there right now since 2017, 2018 and 2019, and it feels really premium in the hand. But at the same time, it is glass, so it is fragile and it is prone to scratches. In fact, within the first 3 months, it's gotten so many scratches and dents and markings on the paint and everywhere. And it's not the best thing, so you really should put a case on this device. Now coming to its design language, it's honestly one of the most utilitarian design in a phone like ever. Like everything is where it needs to. The right hand side of the phone contains the power button and the volume button. The bottom side carries the speakers, the USB Type-C port and a microphone. The left hand side of the phone is just a sleek slab of metal with a tiny little cutout for the SIM card tray and the SD card expansion slot. And the top side of the device carries the secondary microphone and the infamous 3.5mm headphone jack. Now for some reason personally, I do find that this device is a bit more slippery than many other glass devices out there. In fact, within the first few months it felt like 30 different times without a case on it, and it has held up, that's a good thing, but it did fall out of my pocket and table just because it is really that slippery. But apart from that, it is a solid B+/A- design and build quality. Display and audio. The 6.18-inch Full HD plus 1080 by 2280 pixels and at 408 ppi, the display is great. Like the blacks of it, the saturation for an LCD display is one of the best you're gonna get at this price range. In fact, it's almost comparable to an iPhone's LCD type display. I mean, it's really good. I have people take up this phone and be like, such an amazing display. Like, and that's one of the best compliments you can get on a phone. But when it comes to the audio department, it's average at its best. There's a primary speaker, it gets loud but at the cost of distortion, and at the same time you can just cover it up really easily. So it's not a complete multimedia package. Although there's a 3.5mm jack, you can use an earphone and just watch Netflix for hours with this thing. The display is honestly that great. Cameras. Now the 8.1 has a dual camera setup. A primary 12MP f1.8 camera and a secondary 13MP camera that's honestly for the most part useless. Now this is Zeiss optics, so you do expect a certain standard of quality in the camera, and you do get it. In good conditions, the camera performs great with good dynamic range and great details with less noise. Switch to indoors, the camera suffers a bit with noise and softness but still shoots a pretty usable photo. Switch to nighttime and the camera suffers quite a lot. The images are usually mushy and soft, but it on some pitch dark conditions and the camera absolutely falls apart. But worry not, the Google camera is here to save the day. You can download an APK from xay.com and install it on this phone and the camera improves significantly. In fact, the night sight is really amazing. I'll put a comparison of the same photo taken from the stock camera compared to the Google camera taken from this phone, and the difference is night and day, literally. In the video department, the Nokia 8.1 gets 4K video with optical image stabilization. The video is exactly how we expect it to be. It's decent, it's good, it's a solid 8 out of 10. It's nothing significant, but it's really good, really usable. It's a 4K video shot in the Nokia 8.1 with its inbuilt microphone. Now the front camera is 20MP and it almost feels like the post-processing is just trying to grab and all that information by just over-sharpening everything. And when it comes to the video front camera, it's actually one of the better ones I've seen in this price range. In fact, it's also weirdly electronically stabilized as well, so that's a great deal. battery life. The battery life is great. The 3500 milliampere battery of the Nokia 8.1 is actually really solid. It's gonna last a solid day and maybe even more, but I've seen a lot of reviewers saying that it's gonna last a day and a half or 2 days, but that's not my experience. Personally, at least, I find that the standby time of this device depreciates quite quickly actually. So, if you don't charge your phone overnight, don't expect it to last it 2 full days. Now, if you charge your phone about 20 hours ago, you can probably push it to 6 hours screen on time until it dies. Performance and gaming. The Snapdragon 710 paired with 4 gigs of RAM is honestly a beautiful combination. Especially in RAM management, the 8.1 shines like a star. Several daily apps like Instagram, Reddit, Spotify, Snapchat, Netflix, all these things load up quite fast because it's there in the background. The strong RAM management combined with the battery saving features actually learns the usage of your phone and its apps. So it actually notices how many times you use one app in a day, and it closes it at the background or keeps it up open depending on how often that you use it. And it's actually very aggressive and a really good RAM management for this device. Now, in terms of graphics, the Adreno 616 works perfectly fine for most games. Intensive games like PUBG will run at high graphics by default. I tried a few other games. Honestly, there's nothing to complain about it. I do believe that the frame rate could be improved. It is a mid-range phone after all. Software. The Nokia 8.1 comes with Android One certification, which means that not only you're gonna get a really stripped down stock version of Android, you're gonna get 3 years worth of security updates and 2 years worth of software updates. Now, this is something that can only be rivaled by Pixel 3a, which is at a similar price point as the Nokia 8.1. Now, comparing it to something like the Pixel 3a, not only you're gonna get a better build quality and a display than the Pixel 3a, you're also gonna get a better, much more suitable performance out of it as well. Now, the Pixel 3a is going to be unrivaled in the camera category, which is obvious, but this camera is not really that bad. It's actually 80% of what you can achieve with a Google Pixel 3a. So if you're in the market of something that's not the best in terms of camera but it's pretty good, this is the device for you. Now, by the end of the day, being stock Android means that you're going to miss out on a few extra features that OEMs sprinkle up on their own devices. Now, you do miss it sometimes. I do miss it, like for example a good voice recording app or a notes app and things like that you kind of miss out on, but at the end of the day it's a very stable experience, unlike the many other phones that comes with their own launchers on it, and it's very unstable and starts crashing. This phone never crashed with me. It's one of the most stable and the most smoothest phone that I've ever used, and that's in part thanks to the Android One experience. And that's all about it for this video, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and share this video to anyone who's looking for a new phone that's $400. I know this video was supposed to come out a long time ago, but it is finally here and that is all that matters. And once again, make sure to like and subscribe my channel. Bye.